Hello, everybody. Marlene, aka Snow Gardener 307. Happy Sunday to you all. I'm so excited to be sitting here on my front porch and just chit chatting with you guys today. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about what my plan is for the rest of the year to figure out this thing I called self employment, this thing I call early retirement, this thing that I call a full time creator, this thing that I call I have to pay my bills, but I'm not making enough money. Please help. So let's go ahead and get started. As all things in life, my business has had some ups and downs, just like everything in your life, right? Your relationships, your financial situation, your mood, your weight, maybe, your looks, your appearance, your attitude, everything has ups and downs. Well, today I'm going to share with you guys what my plan is going forward for the rest of 2025. I believe that I have shared with you guys on this channel that my business for 2025 has not done near as good as 2024. This is quite a disappointment considering that in April I retired early from my full-time job as a sheriff's deputy. So I can sit here and I can whine and complain and go, oh, poor me. My sales are 25% this month of what they were last year at this time. Or I can sit there and I can brainstorm, I can do some research, and I can figure out how I'm going to fix it. So I decided I'm not going to throw a pity party for myself because I consider myself very lucky to be sitting here with you guys on this Sunday afternoon instead of working a 12-hour shift every other weekend with the sheriff's office. Instead of working holidays, day shifts, night shifts, 365 days a year I could possibly have to work. So you guys, there are a ton of positives to working for myself. But of course, working for yourself, no matter what space it is, whether it's a space in the creative field like what I do with YouTube content creation, along with creating budget products and other things, or whether it is being an accountant and self-employed, or maybe you are self-employed doing a landscaping business or heavy equipment machinery business, or maybe you are a personal assistant to several people, but you are technically self-employed because you're a 1099 employee. There are a lot of different places, right, that you can be self-employed, but there's going to be the ups and downs. For example, I just went on vacation. Yay! To Wells, had an amazing time. However, unlike my previous career where I took 10 days off and took 5 vacation days, I didn't have to worry about the paycheck that was going to be there when I came back because I had paid vacation. I didn't have to worry about things that were related to the sheriff's office because I was off, so it didn't matter. So, that type of stuff is a different thing that you have to worry about being self employed. And so, this year, for the rest of the year, I've got to get my poop in a group and I've got to start working my business seriously. So, one of the first things that I have done is I have created a goal list and a schedule. Now, truly, it takes a special type of person to motivate themselves to work every single day. Today, it's beautiful out. It is a little windy, but it's beautiful out. I wanted to do a lake day so bad today. However, because I was gone on vacation, I am here on a Sunday doing content creation, doing budgets for other people, answering emails, and doing things that I have to because I do own my own business. Now, could I go do a lake day? Of course I could. But would I make money by doing the lake day? No. I would have personal fulfillment. It would be considered self-care. And I do that more now than I ever did when I was employed by the sheriff's office. However, today is not the day. And so I have to be an adult, set a schedule, and make sure that I'm working that schedule. So the first thing that I had to do was decide, what are my goals? Like, what do I want to achieve in my business? Obviously, I am a goal setter. I have goals set at all times. But this is a different type of goal that I've had to set. I've had to figure out, what can I do to boost up my business, to have more engagement in my business, to have more sales, to possibly get more paying members on my YouTube channel. And so I don't know what some of those things are going to take. Like, I don't know why people pay for memberships on my YouTube channel. I hope that it's because the content that I give them is inspiring and helpful, that the products that I give them help them in their life, that they are happy to see that money come out of their account each month, and because it's worth it to them. Because, of course, I'm a budgeting channel, right? My memberships are my budgeting channel. People are on a budget. They might be on a debt-free journey. That $9.99 that they pay for their membership, or $14.99, maybe that should be going to debt instead of to me. And so I have to be very careful about that. Now, YouTube engagement. I do know that the more videos that I put up, the more views I get, the more money I make. However, if I put up a video every single day and it's not a very good video and it gets a couple hundred views versus putting up 3 or 4 videos in the week and getting, 1,500 to 2,000 views, I've got to figure out what is better worth my time and what is worth your guys' time. And that's something that I really think about. And that's with this channel that I started. When I first started this channel, I didn't start this channel as another form of income. If it gets to that point where I'm making money from this channel, cool, bonus, I will take it. But I started this channel really to be able to just create content where I sit here, I talk to you guys, I brainstorm, hopefully I give something back to you and that you give something back to me, right? The positivity. Like, I'm going to ask you guys again today, if you have any questions about my business, about creating a YouTube channel, about anything in my life, feel free to ask them. If I don't want to answer them, I won't. Next week, I am going to do a Q&A with you guys. And instead of looking at my face, you're going to be looking at amazing videos and photos from my vacation. So I'm just going to do a voiceover over that so that I can share my vacation with you guys, because one of the things that motivates me is my ability to travel. And of course, if my business does not amp up where I need it to, then my travel fund is going to be depleted, and I don't want that. So, I have to figure that out. And so how am I going to do that? So I set a schedule. I now have a schedule set for all of my channels. My budgeting channel, on Monday, I do my 10-minute Monday. On Wednesday, this is where I'm going to do budgeting videos. I'm going to do like sinking fund counts, any sort of, YouTube videos that I need to make. Friday is going to be my back to the basics. If you haven't watched my back to the basics, right now I am featuring Charlotte, whose finances at the beginning of July, the end of June, were a hot disaster. They're still a disaster, but they're not quite as hot. And she knows that. And the progress that she has made. I love sharing Charlotte's story with you guys and back to the basics, because as a creator on my YouTube budgeting channel, I felt like I wasn't able to share the information that I wanted to with you guys anymore, because I'm not in the place where I have a lot of debt. I'm not in the place where my bills are drowning me. I'm not up to my eyeballs and I have this much wiggle room and living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not there anymore. So that is what I decided for the Back to the Basics. This was one of my goals. I wanted to create a new series for my channel so that you guys could relate to the budgeting content. So that's one of the goals that I just set for myself. So those are the 3 main videos that are going to be on my channel. Now, Tuesday is going to be a members only channel day. Thursday is a floating day. That means if I have something I want to put up, I can do that. And so technically, that could possibly be 5 videos in a week on my budgeting channel. And then for this channel, I want to make a video at least twice a month on a Sunday. Okay, just twice a month. I'm doing 3 times this month. I'm happy with that. And possibly up to 4 times. If I have content that I want to share with you guys every single week, I would love to do it with you guys every Sunday. And then my other channel, my Snow Gardener 307 channel, I want to do a grocery haul, cooking video, canning video, gardening video, some form of video every single Saturday. Now, for that channel, I'm super excited. Next week's video is also going to feature video from my trip to Wales. So if you want to see some video that you're not going to see on this channel, make sure you go check that channel out. So that was the first thing that I had to do. I had to put up a realistic schedule for what I want to do with my YouTube content. Now, of course, that I can control. I can control when I put videos up. If I get sick, if I need to leave town unexpectedly, I cannot control that. So one of my goals for the month of August is to have my videos filmed a little bit ahead of time. Instead of like today, sitting here Sunday afternoon, filming my video for Sunday afternoon. That is one thing that I want to do. Now, another thing that I need to do is I need to continue creating not only content for YouTube, but also products for my website and for my Etsy shop. That is one thing this year that has been not good for me. You guys, if I'm honest with you, my creativity felt like it was not there. I felt like I had lost my creativity. And so it was really hard for me to spend time. And of course, my nose is itching. Oh, of course it's itching. That was one thing that really, as I was going through all the things that happened earlier this year, the grief, the stress, the anxiety, I just had a hard time creating. And so I have a brand new product that is launching tomorrow on Etsy and on my YouTube channel. And I struggled so much to create that product. However, I am so proud of how it turned out. And it is a Christmas Crazy Savings Challenge book. Yes, it is. Because I am Christmas crazy, if you guys didn't know that. So that was one of my plans, of course, to generate more income. I need to have products that I'm going to generate income with. However, in the past, my products have been pretty limited. They've been savings challenges, savings games, books, little challenges, things like that, digital products. I know, looking at my sales along with other creator sales, that some of these products are not as popular as they used to be. So I need to branch out and figure out some other products that will go along with what I create that can help people, that they will find useful enough to spend their money on them. I've got another product that I'm working on now. I've got more than one, but I've got multiple products that I'm working on. And so that is my plan for making more money on my Etsy and my website, is of course creating new products and making sure that I'm watching the trends. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, this year I have barely watched any other YouTube creators in the budgeting space. For me, I was watching budgeting videos in the self-help, right? Watching videos that brought me joy. Like, I watch this channel called Harry Tornado. They are resellers. They go to, yard sales, Goodwill, things like that. They find products, they they list them, they do sales on whatnot. It brings me joy. So, I've been watching cooking channels. I've been watching, I still watch Dave Ramsey. I watch Graham Stephan. I watch, different things like that. But one of the things that I think has been hard since I haven't been watching all of the channels that I used to is I believe I've lost touch a little bit. So in the month of August, I have a goal to ensure that not every single day, but every week, a couple times a week, that I allow myself some time to do some research, to watch other creators in the YouTube space, to also start researching other products that could be utilized in budgeting or any other space that I can think of. So for my schedule, I now have a set schedule. Monday through Friday, I have a set schedule. Ideally, I would like to be able to take the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday, and not film, create, sticker, or do anything else for my business. I want that time for my family, for myself, for self-care, to do things that I want. But until I get the schedule actually working for me, If I need to work on a Sunday, like today, then I'm going to do that. So Monday through Friday, I have a goal to be up, showered, and ready for the day by 8 a.m. I don't set an alarm. I wake up naturally as long as I go to bed like I should, usually sometime between 6:30 and 7. And I love that, you guys. And I don't want to wake up to an alarm unless I have somewhere to go. So for example, tomorrow I have to leave town very, very early, so I'm going to have to set an alarm. And that is a tangent right here that I'm going to take. But I have to go to the town where my parents used to live and deal with some probate stuff. And it's like I have a window that I have to be there. It could be anytime between 8 a.m. and noon. So I have to be there for that. And it's about an hour and a half drive. And before the 8 a.m. time, I have some stuff I have to do to get ready, what needs to happen. And what's happening is I am meeting a repo company. I have requested that the bank repossess my parents' Class A motorhome. The reason why I've done this is the loan amount on this Class A motorhome that my parents had had for almost 10 years by the time my stepfather passed away is still $80,000. I am not going to take on an $80,000 debt for a Class A motorhome that I don't need. So the bank is going to come repossess it. This is part of the probate process that I have to deal with. And I've cleaned a lot of stuff out of the motorhome, but because every time that I've traveled to that town, it's been the afternoon or early evening, it's been so hot, I haven't spent a lot of time in there. So I need to go ahead and finish cleaning everything out before they possibly get there at 8 a.m. So little side tangent. But so even though I set a schedule for myself, life still happens. There's going to be days when I'm not going to be in the office at every single day. So Monday, I'm not going to be in the office, right? But okay, back to my schedule. So my goal is to be ready for the day by 8 a.m. Like I said, that includes getting up, showering, fixing my hair. If it's a hair fix day, which I try to fix my hair every day. Today, you guys, it's a Sunday, so we have a hat. And I love hats. You guys are going to see me in hats a lot. I have a personal goal of stopping to wash my hair every day. I know it's not good for me. I've tried several times not to do it. So if you see me having a hat, maybe it's a no hair wash day. So I want to be up at 8 a.m. and ready to work. However, I'm going to give myself the first hour of the day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. to deal with anything at the house that I need to deal with. So if I need to tidy up the kitchen, if I need to water the flowers, if I need to start a batch of laundry, things like that. That's what I want to do from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then starting at 9 a.m., I need to be in my office by 9 a.m. And every day is going to have a little bit different of a time block schedule. However, my time blocks are going to include stuff like replying to emails and comments. That is the one thing I want to do. The first thing on most days at 9 a.m. is responding to emails and comments, anything that's come in. And one thing that I'm not going to be doing is I'm not going to be responding to emails on the weekends. I'm just not. I've got to make sure that I'm not letting my business run my entire life. So I'll have a time block for that. Then I'm going to have a time block for filling orders. I'm not going to fill orders every single day and go to the post office every single day. So I am going to set a schedule for the week that works for me. Obviously, I can't go to the post office tomorrow or fill orders on a Monday. So Tuesday this week, I am going to be filling orders and going to the post office. So there's going to be a time block for that on Tuesday. And then most weeks I envision Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for orders and going to the post office. Another thing that I'm going to have the time block for is going to the bank, right? Because my budgeting has a lot of cash in it. I go to the bank quite often to put cash back because I do utilize credit cards. I had to stop filming because my neighbors were so loud. Their dogs were barking. They were screaming at their dogs. So I'm trying to remember where I was because this is all one take, so I didn't stop. So we're talking about our time blocks, talking about, of course, creative blocks to design things, but also blocks for products where I'm actually making the physical products, whether I'm printing them, laminating, cutting, stickering, doing the different things like that. So I have to have those time periods scheduled in. And right now, you guys, I am super busy working on the brand new Christmas book. It takes me a long time to sticker a book, to hole punch it, to put it together. So I've got time scheduled for those. And because I'm at the not at the sheriff's office anymore, I am launching a product without having hundreds of books already made. So we're going to see how this goes. This is the first time I've done this, but because of life and vacation and having fun, I decided we're going to roll with it. So having a schedule and sticking to the schedule, I believe is going to help my business immensely. Now, one place that I have been failing miserably has been social media. And oh goodness, the neighbors are back already and they just left. So they must have forgot something. So let's keep our fingers crossed that they're not super loud. But social media, my presence on TikTok, on Instagram, on shorts on YouTube has been in the tank. Oh, squirrel moment. Another thing that I'm going to do for my YouTube channel, for my budgeting channel, is I'm going to start creating shorts. One of the things that I'm going to do for shorts is I am going to start doing my Happy Mail in shorts. I also want to start doing a short of stuffing my weekly cash, because before I would stuff my whole month. I've decided I'm going to start stuffing it every single week. So just a little change up, right? Because people get tired of watching the same thing. They get tired of listening to you every single day say the same thing. So I am just trying to generate new interest, new subscribers, because of course I have some of you guys that have been around since the very beginning. And if you still watch every one of my videos, you guys are amazing, because I feel like I say a lot of the same things all the time. So I'm trying very hard to get within myself to create the best content that I can, not say the same things over and over, not create the same content over and over, and, just move forward and try to grow as a person, try to grow as a creator, try to grow as a self-employed person. So that is my goals right now. I have control of that stuff. Of course, we everybody's heard the thing, you've got to let go of the things that you don't have control of, right? That's been one of the hardest things in my life. I know at the sheriff's office, that was one of my struggles, because I expected people to have the same set of morals and ethics and values, including, the work ethic, but people just don't. And so now that I'm in my own business, I can control that aspect. I can control my own work ethic. I can control my own values, and I can control my own goals and how I'm going to get there. But I can't control if you guys watch the content. I can't control if you guys buy the products. I can't control if you guys like this new channel or not. And so you have to let go of some of that. Again, I'm going to ask you guys, help me out. I need some questions for next week's video. It's going to be next Sunday. Any questions can be asked. If I don't want to answer them, then I just won't answer them. So really anything. And I will try my hardest to answer any questions that I think are appropriate. I appreciate you guys' continued support of this new journey that, like I said, that I call self-employment, early retirement, trying to pay my bills even though I'm not working hard enough. And I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all of the encouragement that you guys give me, all the inspiration that you give me. I love hearing success stories from other people, and I think that may be another thing that I'm going to start doing shorts for as well, is our successes of the week from those that watch my channel. So stay tuned for new content coming out, new products coming out. Make sure you guys go check out my Etsy and my website for the new product. You guys, as always, if you purchase things off of my website, if they are available there, not everything is available there, but you do save money by using my website, because the products that are on there are actually less than on Etsy, because I don't have to pay as many fees. I do not have international ordering on my website though, and a lot of the products that are smaller products are not on there because I just can't figure out a shipping solution that will work for me. All right, you guys, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday evening. And until I see you guys next time, remember to keep on smiling. Bye, everybody.